This has to be at least one of the most iconic scenes within anime history ever. Actually, in anime movies in general, but this has to be up there. One of the main reasons is because of just the cinematic views and the different cinematic shots that they take. I mean, look at this shot right here as we get a very distinct look at our perpetrator, or wait, is it perpetrator or is it I don't even know, but as our villain for the start of this movie, and we just get a real good eyeball for him. Then of course we get that outside kind of, well, I wouldn't say outside, but more of like the overview shot of the whole shop itself. And I think another thing is the animation that plays into it as well. Cowboy Bebop just has a thing for making everything feel so worldly and very surreal and very much like, oh, I could relate this to my life, my in real life. But the difference is that these motherfuckers are on space planets, and yeah. But again, you have to think about it. Nobody has superpowers. I mean, everybody uses guns. If I'm not mistaken, there's no real lasers and stuff. It's mainly the only like crazy different concept. Then here comes this light-skinned motherfucker. Like, it just gets me every single time when watching Spike, because his methods of defusing situations are so interesting. I mean, clearly this dude could just pop him, could just shoot the shit out of him, and then he maneuvers him with a toy, and then just breaks him down one by one. I mean, again, a pure martial artist to a crisp, one would say. Then, as the scene literally comes down to an end, Spike reminds us that he's not a fucking hero, nor Jet is. But though we can all tell Spike is bluffing, because Spike would never hurt an old lady like that in reality. But again, this is the type of stuff where the freaking anime just throws you in. Like, it really sets the tone. I mean, we've already seen Spike and Jet do their suave introductions. Of course, the lines are going off, and then Spike has to end it off with reminding folks, this shit ain't charity. We're cowboys, mercenaries, one would even say. But let's call them cowboys because it's cooler that way. But yeah, they're cowboys, and they get the job done.
Just a humble bounty hunter, ma'am.
What a sexy dog. We mainly start within the flick. Just this easy job. Faye is just going out there on the account of Ian or Edward. Just basically, again, easy details about a quick, simple job. But of course, this is this is a Cowboy Bebop movie. Nothing is gonna be easy. In the midst of Faye thinking that she's having a normal job, this random looking like John Wick, honestly low-key looks like Spike, but just like an evil version of Spike, fucking pops out of the flames, out of the explosion that was caused, that threw off the whole operation that they had. And what I'm referring to as operation, I'm referring to as when Faye was trying to pick up the bounty. Now we clearly have a villain on our hands, as it's the main guy who's causing the explosions. Technically, within this part of the movie, they don't really know who's actually creating the explosions, but assuming that it's him.
Faye, how'd the hit go?
It didn't. Trust me, you don't want to know.
You couldn't nab a rookie hacker? This was supposed to be a quick collar on the way home from the horse races.
Yeah, well, his truck blew up. There was smoke all over the place. What a mess. I'll take one of those. And of course, all my horses lost.
Now, this is where, again, the concept of comfortability and showcasing more of the actual chemistry with each one of these characters. Now, I feel like, I don't know how many people, I mean, I'm assuming if you're watching this movie review, you've watched Cowboy Bebop, but Cowboy Bebop, a lot of times within the seasons, we don't see a lot of actual, hey! Oh my gosh, excuse me. We actually don't see a lot of just sit alone, stand alone time where it's the whole group kind of just embracing each other's likeness.
Hey, that's the truck.
You mean you were there when it exploded?
Yeah, it's on the news?
The symptoms appear to be viral. Although we can't rule out the possibility of biological warfare, we may all be at risk from this extremely grave condition if we don't identify these substances.
Guys, what are you doing? Hold on a minute. I'm you two.
Germ girl, face,
And the government of Mars has posted a reward for the capture of the culprits of 300 million wulongs.
300 what?
Yeah?
Yep, you heard it right, folks. A fucking bioweapon that you can't even see, but it will affect you and kill you and hurt you, which is what they basically showcase onto the next scenes and kind of set the tone, which I use that word a lot because that's what Cowboy Bebop does really good at. But no, sets the tone for what's going to be upcoming next with our villain and with our overarching plot. Now it is time for the search, the classic chase moments. Now we are going into Edward, my goat, Big Ed, trying to figure out who was that in the truck, or at least not in the truck, but walking out of the smoke. Originally, they were looking for a hacker for an easy grab, but now it looks like the hacker and said person, aka the villain, aka Vincent, are working together. Now, this follows into Faye trying to draw Vincent, which I'm not gonna lie, she did her best. You can't be mad at it. You cannot be mad at it. By the way, that video that showcased to Jet and Spike, I'm sorry, how did these motherfuckers did not see what bro looked like? That shit was clear as day, in my opinion. But again, possibly it looked blurrier on their screen, if anything.
We don't know if he was behind this, and he must be dead now anyway. Whatever was in that truck killed everyone in the area, and he'd have been the first to go.
He's not dead.
Really? And just how do you know that?
Call it a woman's intuition.
Fuck. Something I just love that Cowboy Bebop does. It always like allows you to look at the scenery and the art and basically really put you into the environment that Spike is in. And I don't know, it just feels like a breather from all the chaos that transpires. This movie just feels like such a slow burn, and I'm so here for it. Regardless of the scenery factors, Spike is now going out to try to find any information on the drug that cannot be seen, or the weapon that cannot be seen. Going into the technicalities of the bioweapon that was in the original truck that exploded that we saw Vincent come out of. Shout out to these old dudes that are always here. Side note, gotta fucking love them.
I'm looking for the kind that kill people, like in that tanker accident.
Do you believe in the devil? Huh? The world is full of all kinds of beings, my friend. But we make up imaginary ones with pointy horns and pitchforks. In our dreams, we fly like gods. We long to shoot through space. And why is that, huh? Because humans used to fly long ago.
So you sell drugs here, huh?
Imagination enhancers. If you imagine something, it can come into being. Imagine a devil, and he may show up.
There is a virus, isn't there?
What you are looking for is not a virus. Huh. Come.
Now, I like him a lot. I like him a lot because he's a villain that isn't too much in the front lines, but he's more, feels like a middleman, a mediator, one would say, of the bridge between the regular population and into the dark world. He is the guy that kind of leads and guides Spike onto the next truth, which, as he gave him this vase, that of course Spike doesn't know what the fuck to do with it, but of course while I was watching, I assumed that whatever drug that we couldn't see was in that vase. Now, when Spike, of course, is led on, he walks out, but first of all, fucking Spike, I don't know why he looked back and looked up like a dodo bird, but while he's out looking for the actual dealer, he sees this fine shit. Huh. As we both said when we looked at her.
Oh man, I'm dead.
Let's see your driver's license. Where you fellas going? This is a warehouse district. There's nothing up ahead but...
Kiat fucking folded his shit, didn't he, huh? Yeah, we fast forward over to Vincent, and Vincent is doing his big major plan where he's going to put all these crazy ass nanobots or nano drugs onto the actual city itself. I really do want to talk about why I think Vincent is an underrated villain in Cowboy Bebop in general, because most people would see his plan and his way of living as a common themed villain, but I think with Vincent, due to his circumstances, we can really tie it to an actual natural way of thinking, which is nihilism, yep, that word. I mainly bring up this point in this fashion because it tributes to why Spike feels so wary and why Spike feels so like connected when he fights Vincent at the end of the movie. It's not mainly due to the fact that Spike is saving the world, which again Spike is, but at the end of the movie when they are fist fighting, it's basically the concept of hope versus hopelessness, with Spike also being a man who's died before, quote unquote, now fighting a man who was already dead.
What's the matter, Ein, huh? Really?
Come on, let's see the next page.
Ein says it's this guy here.
Oh, give me a break. How would I know? You see this? He died 2 years ago in the war on Titan.
So it is about whose conviction, whose reasoning means more to them within the moment, which is why I just fucking adore Vincent in the Cowboy Bebop series.
This is a regular lymphocyte, yeah? And this one's not same, it's a twisted sister.
It doesn't look much different.
Magnify.
It's still the same.
Ding! Zap it in the microwave.
Huh?
Funny shape will make it do funny things.
What the hell is it?
Exactly. Weird shit. Now, while I let this iconic scene play, which of course if you don't know it, then please lock the fuck in and watch this shit while I talk. But and before I even go into my side note, I don't know why that nigga Spike was sweeping a wall. That's that shit for sure. But okay, now back onto Vincent, because I wanted to speak on his type of planning and why he's doing what he do. I know some people would like to think about what his whole Oblivion nanobot plan would be is just to simply get revenge against the government. But I think in this case, it's more about he wants to unleash the nanobots because death is something that he doesn't fear. He feels like it's the only true escape. It's the way he's been living his life ever since he got experimented on by the government. Also, side note, run that back with old girl getting the tattoo shown of her. Yeah. So that tattoo actually is the same one that Vincent had, which gives more context to why when she does see Vincent, she kind of has more of a lovey-dovey type relationship. We figure that out more whenever they meet again. But oh shit, I forgot about this clip. What the fuck? Yeah, whole time sorry, while I was speaking about Vincent, whole time with Faye's been kidnapped by Vincent, where Vincent's just been doing, I would say, abnormal weird shit onto Faye. But again, it's a weird thing because Vincent, he's not sexualizing Faye because I don't even think that he thinks Faye is sexy. I think he's just sexualizing Faye because he don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck because what fuck is there to give in his sense, which I guess sounds silly when you say it out loud, but I mean, I say this fight chase scene is pretty underrated. I think it gets outshined just a little bit because of the last fight scene that we saw, which was Spike's classic line where he said, I love the type of woman that could kick my ass, which of course ignited the status of mommy wommy niggas. But can't we really hate Spike for that though? Because Spike is swag, and Spike ain't no mommy wommy nigga. It's more of like drop the dick off. But I'm just saying. Going on to this chase scene, it is pretty fun and it's pretty exhilarating. We get to see more animation get put into full throttle. We get to see more of Spike's on the fly action, which as viewers I think we should appreciate more. And it's one of the first times we've seen Vincent, or not Vincent, sorry, I keep saying his name so much, he keeps falling into my brain, but it's one of the first times we've seen Spike outside of the main cast of villains that he's dealt with, kind of get put into a type of a tussle. I mean, in the end, Spike almost died, and he wasn't even able to really fully fight Vincent like he thought he was going to be. And I can't even lie, Vincent low-key gave Spike belt to ass more than I thought he was going to, especially when watching the movie, knowing how good Spike is in a hand-to-hand combat. Vincent has this style, this Ravage type style that kind of allows him to do abnormal stuff and go outside of the norm. And it essentially allowed Vincent some of the mental plays, or not even mental plays, more of like the mental strength to manhandle Spike.
Can you hear me, Spike? You almost didn't make it. He died. Actually, he was dead from the beginning. Just like you, Spike.
His eyes found the man who had given himself to the river, who let the flow of the river carry him away.
Thank you, both of you.
Your eyes gazed into the realm of death. What did you see?
I had a dream. It was the first time, that I was really scared. I shook with fear. If one atom had given way, then I would be gone.
It was not a good day for you to die, so you did not. That is all. Know this, swimming bird. This blue eye perceives all things conjoined. The past, the future, and the present. Everything flows, and all is connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality. It is touching the truth.
Laughing Bull has to be one of my favorite spiritualized characters in media in general, especially because he's the spiritual compass for Spike. Laughing Bull isn't there to give Spike answers. He's just there to nudge for him to reflect. I love that. It's like a guide through the unconscious or the spiritual world. Spike is chasing a man who feels like a ghost, and Spike himself is sort of a ghost. Laughing Bull recognized that Spike is hunting not just a killer, but a piece of himself.
I slept and felt that I was awake. I moved through the world and felt that I was dreaming.
What was the other thing you lost?
You saw the butterflies, didn't you? I also see them, countless in number. I know these butterflies cannot exist in this world, but I have lost all memory of the world to which they belong.
When the nanomachines reach the brain, they enter as lights. Lights that appear as...
the most beautiful butterflies imaginable.
I have said too much of this matter.
I'm here at your request, sir. Please explain.
Why don't you explain first, Lieutenant? I'd like to know how it is that you have the vaccine circulating in your bloodstream. Sometimes it's hard to see what's right in front of our eyes, isn't it? I wonder how you could possibly have contracted something we only injected into Vincent.
You had contact with him, didn't you? To prevent any leaks, we're placing you under restraint.
Colonel! If I have the vaccine inside my body, you can make cultures from it and use it to protect people who've been exposed.
You really don't get it, do you?
What?
Our purpose here is to destroy every piece of information having to do with these despicable machines. I told you that. Something that should not exist can't exist. That's all, Lieutenant.
So I won't sit here and act like I'm going to give y'all a step-by-step, play-by-play on how they broke out of prison. It was pretty fucking simple. They're both soldiers. You can fit it into your head. Though we are going into the final act, and this is what I really want to talk about. Mainly, again, just because of how fucking common, or not common, what's a better word? How similar they end up taking Elektra's blood and all the samples that has the cure within it, and then mass spread it onto different planes, different carriers, well, essentially like airplanes, so then they can go across the city and cure everybody when Vincent tries to expose the invisible nanobots onto everyone. By the way, the actual invisible nanobots, what they do is that they put you in a state of dreaming. That's the biggest theme here. It's been dreaming. Dreaming, the psychosis of being in a inception, yeah, like the movie. Being in an inception and always leaving or living and leaving reality. Living in reality but not reality, and also leaving it at the same time. Pretty wacko. Let's get to the fighting though, shall we? Oh yeah, baby. This is where the shit gets mixy. The fight that we've actually all been waiting for. While these motherfuckers box, let me explain something. Vincent is what Spike could become. Vincent and Spike are two sides of the same coin. Both were soldiers. Both were betrayed by the systems that they fought for. Both died once. Vincent literally in a biological and spiritual sense. Spike in a metaphorical way when he left the syndicate and losing Julia. Both wander like ghosts. If you look at it simple, it's the climax of the movie. Spike, the bounty hunter, is trying to stop Vincent from releasing a deadly nanobot virus on Halloween night. The world's on the line, classic anime movie stakes. Simple shit. But that's why I love Cowboy Bebop. It's just never simple. It really means, for Vincent, it means he doesn't know what's real because he's lost in that loop of him seeing the butterflies and death. Between the past and the present, life and death. Which, again, that's not on the surface level. That's complex, and that's has meaning in life. Because for Spike, it's a symbol of fragility, change, and possible rebirth. When you really think about it, this Spike is probably the best Spike we've seen in a while. This is a Spike which probably led down to the final climax of when he ended up dying in the actual show. This was probably the real changing point of him wanting to see life. As with Spike, He knows that the pain is real, that the past matters, and that choosing to live, even painfully, is more meaningful than slipping into that numbness that Vincent has gone into. It's tragic, but it's reality. The last thing I want to end off here with is when Vincent asks him, "Do you believe in the devil?" and Spike says, "I just believe in the pain I feel now." That line defines the fight. Spike is telling him, even if life hurts, at least it's real. That's the exact opposite of what Vincent's whole thing is. That's the defiance of believing that everything's just goop, that everything just doesn't matter. And it's more beautiful that Spike, out of all main characters, was able to see that there is more to life. As we know, Spike tangos and I think I've said it multiple times in this review regardless, but you know, Spike likes to tango with death. That's his thing. He loves it. It's something that like he indulges and he consumes. But man, with this fight, with this movie, the concept of death, which again Spike deals with all the freaking time, dealing with a villain that is it's just so much. It's just so much. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I keep falling in love with this movie, because it gives us more context on characters' mindsets. Or maybe, let me rephrase that. Let's not say context. Let's say it gives us more like just feel. Maybe that's the word that I'm looking for. I can't think of it. I can't put it on my like. I can't put it on my my tongue or my mind or my whatever the bunch of the fuck. But it's like a reassurance on the character's personality traits. That's what it is. That's what it mainly. That's what it mainly is. So when we go into the final acts, we see Vincent try to blow up the actual area. It doesn't work because Spike and the gang has already put their uber healing super serum juices all over the city. And of course it is actually Elektra who puts Vincent back into reality, because that was Vincent's lover, and Vincent hasn't seen something that beautiful in so long that he thought she was a dream. Sad. But it then allows Vincent to float into a whole new space. It allows Vincent, and when I mean a space, I mean more or less into the afterlife. Whether there is one or not in Cowboy Bebop, it allows him to let his soul be free. But overall, this movie was fucking stellar. I loved it a lot. 5 out of 5. I don't even think that's a overthinking notion. It hit every point on the psychological, spiritual, and methodical themes of this anime, and it just gives us more context of who Spike is. That Spike can live within his own torment that he sadly was put into, and Spike can move forward. But Spike has also became at peace with who he is, which again just gives so much more like oomph of a feel whenever we get to the actual final episodes of Cowboy Bebop. But again, I really do like this movie. I hope all of you guys like this review, and comment, like, share, and subscribe. Keep the notifications on. I love all you guys, like per usual. Don't get lost in the sauce, because you know I always do. Anyways though, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Welcome. We usually don't meet like this, I'm gonna be honest. First of all, I hope you like the review, or if there's multiple people watching, I hope you guys all like the review. I actually, on the time of you seeing this, I actually just finished editing up the review. But I didn't here to talk about the review. You watched the video, it is what it is, but I'm talking about moving forward. We've seen, or at least I've seen, YouTube channels like Team 4 Star and Joyride Entertainment do phenomenal anime abridged series. Why am I bringing up anime abridged series? Because that's the next area I want to go to. I want to step into a new light and create true content and true run-in jokes and true community with an abridged series. And of course, if you peep game and realize, I'm gonna be abridging Cowboy Bebop. I got a bunch of good homies, good homegirls, and honestly new acquaintances that I'm super excited to put into this realm of my world. And hopefully they're, as excited as I am. And I have some pretty good writers on my side who also want to help with this project. This is definitely going to be something that's going to be longer. It's going to be something that holds a lot of weight because I'm going to take care of it. It's my baby. And I want to do it right because I know how it is when it isn't right. So, 1 or 2 months, probably no uploading moving forward. I'm going to have to really be honing down and really going at this script, going at the editing, and again, just like I said, take my time with it. But I really do appreciate everybody a part of the Mafia family. I really wouldn't be doing half the stuff I'm doing here right now if I didn't love it and if you guys didn't like it and didn't love what I do. So yeah, I just I really cannot wait to fully expand about what I'm gonna do. I have so many things planned. I have so many different ideas that I want to flourish and give out to y'all, but it's just gonna take time. But with that being said, I'll see y'all around.